Hello everyone, welcome in today to the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Today we're at Jordan-Hare Stadium here in Alabama as we're going to be taking on the 2-4 Auburn Tigers. They come in having a disappointing season so far, however, they still are a really good team. They are right around our level, just slightly worse than us on offense. So the hope is that that's enough of a gap to give us the victory today. We need to play a good game though. Every SEC game is not easy, that's for sure. We've learned that in our time in the SEC. Nathan Smith's the new starting quarterback today for the Auburn Tigers as their normal starters done for the season with an injury. So he's got to take over. He's still young, he hasn't played much. We don't have a lot of tape on him, and look at this, he's going to go down the field with a huge 21-yard rush to begin his day. He showed us just how athletic he is and how much of a problem he could be on the ground. As we look at our starting defense, so far we don't have any injuries on D, so we're fully healthy and everybody's out there, which is good news for us. We have a really good team. Our weakness right now has been Tyler Hayes, but he stepped up and got a pick last week, so maybe we're going to see growth from him and we won't have a weakness on defense at all. As Rose Ivy gets the carry for no gain. He's actually a fullback playing running back when you look at their injuries. Mwanki's got 2 weeks sprained elbow, and then as you can see, their starting quarterback Gurnier broke his wrist and is done for the season. Like I said though, Rose Ivy's a fullback, so he's not going to be a fast runner. He's going to be a power guy. He's going to run you over. So we're going to have to really tackle well and maybe get two guys to the ball as Rose Ivy makes the reception there and he can't get the first down. Nelson Lohman wraps him up. However, the Tigers are actually going to go for it and they bring in Talufis, who had a pretty good game against us last year, for a 2-yard pickup and get that first down to keep this opening drive going as they go to Williams on the ground. That's a solid 5-yard rush. The other thing you'll notice with Rose Ivy is his stamina is a little low, so you're going to see a lot of different backs in there. That's a nice tackle in the open field by Noah Anibognom on a bigger player. So 3rd and 5, Smith looking to pass, moving in the pocket. He gets sacked and fumbles the ball, but Little picks it up, and luckily he doesn't get the first down there. Gators take over. Dana Garcia is your starter. 8 touchdowns, 8 picks. He has a touchdown on the ground. He struggled this year. We hope to be able to grow through this and really see him improve as we look at our starters on offense. Logan Houston's still a starter right now, though. His spot is definitely anything but secure as Macario Dorba's been outplaying him, and there's a good chance he can move up to the number 3 spot as we're going to go to Quantel Johnson on the ground, and he's going to take that for 6 yards. 3rd and 5 now. We're going to have to pass. We're in the gun. Run a little bit of play action and throw it. Oh, Garcia doesn't get the pass off. Down he goes. That's a 6-yard sack. We're going to be forced to punt it back to Auburn, and they go right to Rose Ivy to begin this drive, and he goes backwards, man. That's 3 yards, as you can see. We had 2 players at the ball. That's what we want to see against this guy is, once again, Rose Ivy, and look at that. One player, he just throws him to the ground twice. He shrugs him off. He's at the 50, the 45. He's down to the 40 and pushed out at about the 37-yard line. That's why you need 2 hats at the ball, man. You need to get him down, as that's a great play by our safety, Max Pierre, to knock him down for a 3-yard loss. Smith looking to pass, stepping up in the pocket, throws it. That's Duffy making the reception for 18 yards and a Tigers first down, as they're going to send a receiver in motion across their formation, and Smith looking to pass. He throws a screen. That's Ross making the reception, and he goes down for a big 6-yard loss. Akeel Wesley made the play there and got him down. So Rose Ivy's actually running the Wildcat, and they hand it off to Andrew Talufis. That doesn't work either, man. Now it's 3rd and 20 for Nathan Smith. He's in the pocket, not feeling pressure. He throws it to the sideline. That's an incompletion. They're going to have to settle for 3, and it's about a 50-yard field goal attempt. That's up, and it's good. Their kicker had enough leg for that. College kickers, you can't always count on that. So the Gators take over, and Dana Garcia has 5 wide. He checks it down underneath to Jaden Norwood, who gets it to about the 30 and picks up 6 yards there. So in the pistol, they're going to start creating their ground game, going to Quantel Johnson up the middle. That's a 4-yard pickup. So it's 3rd and 1. They're probably going to keep it on the ground here if I had to guess. Nope, I was wrong. Coach KJ calls a pass and finds Breland Brown for 14 yards and a first down. Gators are marching here as they're in the pistol, going back to Quantel Johnson up the middle. That's a short pickup of only 2 yards. So at the end of 1, it's 3-0 Auburn. The Gators are moving the ball here, so there's hope that maybe they can get some points on this drive. We'll see. It's been a tough one for our defense so far. They've either gotten negative plays or given up big plays. We'll see if they can get more consistent, as that one's swatted down, bringing up a 3rd and 8, and we're going to run it with Quantel Johnson. That's a confusing one here as we only pick up 3. My guess is exactly that. They're going to go for this. So it makes sense as they go down the field and find Logan Houston. He's running, and he's not fast enough, but he's all the way down to the 20 and picks up 27 yards. He's a consistent receiver. He's not a big play guy, but he's a good slot as we go to Quantel Johnson on the ground once again. That's a 10-yard rush. That's probably his best one of the day. So Garcia looking to pass here. He goes underneath. That's David Hester, our top receiver, taking that for 6 yards. Setting us up with a 2nd and 4 from about the 4-yard line. So it's basically 2nd and goal as we throw a fade to the back corner of the end zone, and that one doesn't work. So on third down, we're throwing it, and that's Kyle Hinder catching it underneath for the touchdown. The Gators are going to take the lead in this one, 7-3. Kyle Hinder stepped up the last few weeks. He has a touchdown in each game, and he had that big, important two-point conversion reception last week, so you love to see him stepping up. As Rose Ivy goes nowhere on first down, second down, they give it back to him. He breaks Nathan Osborne's tackle, however, he cannot break Wells' tackle, and down he goes. So now the Tigers are at 3rd and 10. They're going to motion their tight end across and pass with Nathan Smith, and down he goes. That's a fumble, and that's recovered by the Tigers. Dang, man, I thought we had a big opportunity there. However, they had to punt it back to the Gators and give us good field position for Dana Garcia. But he throws it in the coverage, and that's intercepted by J.D. Rhyme. And if you remember him, last year he picked us off and he played on offense at running back at times. He was a two-way player. This year they're having him focus on defense, and it pays off with a big interception there as the Tigers are going to take over and hand it off to David Rose Ivy for 7 yards. Bringing up a 2nd and 3, they toss it out there to the left. Ivy, one-on-one, cannot get through Wells. Down he goes. So it's 3rd and 2. We need this defense to step up, and the Tigers are going to pass. Nathan Smith tucks to run, trying to get outside. He loses his balance, and down he goes. He got tripped up by his old lineman and loses 4. That forces him to punt the ball back to the Gators, and the Gators are going to bring in Earl Brown II and Ladarius Marlowe for this drive. They end up losing a yard there together. It's read option once again, and that's Earl Brown II, and that was a short pickup of 4. So it's 3rd and 7. They leave him in there to pass the ball, which is not something they traditionally do, as he's running to the outside, and he has the edge. He's just going to tuck and run. That's what he's good at. He takes that for 15 yards. So on 1st and 10, Earl Brown II again looking to pass. He finds Breland Brown, this time for 13 yards and a Gator first down out near midfield. Back to the ground game, and Ladarius Marlowe, who's trying to get going. He's a true freshman with a whole lot of juice, man. It's 2nd and 4 following that rush, and that's a misfire that really could have been intercepted right there. His receiver was open, he just missed him as they hand it off to Marlowe, who gets blown up by the middle linebacker and loses 1, and it looks like he got hurt on that play. We won't see him again today, as it's 4th and 5, and the Gators are going to go for it. Dana Garcia feeling pressure, and he throws it between 2 open receivers. If he could have hit either one of them, it would have been a first down. So the Tigers get the stop, and they take over and find Luce for a huge 22-yard pickup, getting down deep in the Gators territory already. With just 42 seconds left in the half, Nathan Smith misfires there, bringing up a 2nd and 10, and he's dropping back again, gonna pass. This time he tucks to run, and he has a big old crease up the middle. That's a first down and more. He runs through our safety, Kyler Hayes, and he picks up a couple extra yards there as they hand it off with 35 seconds left to Rose Ivy, and that's a solid 9-yard pickup right there. However, it's a weird play call, even though they did have a timeout and they burned it there. They go to Luce on the bubble, and they almost get into the end zone there. Lamar Luce picks up 5, bringing up a 1st and goal from about the 1.5 yard line. Nathan Smith looking to pass, going to the back pylon, and that's Trennan Duffy coming down with it, giving the Tigers a lead here today, 10-7 as we head into halftime. This one right here has been a tough game, and the Tigers have actually come to play. Last year, we completely blew them out and dominated them. It was like 35-10. It was just a beatdown. This year, they're stepping up to play, and they deserve a lot of credit. Maybe having Nathan Smith, who's a little bit more mobile, is actually helping them out, because Gurnier last year just couldn't get going for the Tigers, and we were able to dominate from start to finish. And they're having a pretty good game today, and their offense has been playing well. They don't have any turnovers, which did bite them a little bit last season, and they've actually been able to control the ball with the ground game, and David Rose Ivy's been quite impressive so far. Now taking a look at our recruiting news for this week, we have Vincent Hill, a 4-star guard out of Florida, committing to the Seminoles. We're going to try to keep flipping him. We need O-line depth. Next up's Garrett Stockstill, a 3-star safety. He actually decides to go to Southern Miss. And then it's 3-star quarterback out of Florida, Rohan Beckwith, choosing the Gators. And then next up, we have 4-star center, Zach Lucas, choosing the Gators over 2 small schools, which is shocking. And then we have 3-star halfback, Alvin Jones, who chooses Stanford over Navy and the Gators. And then it's 3-star D-tackle, Sean Arp, committing to the Gators over Colorado and Iowa. Next up is 4-star defensive tackle, Adam Leavitt, heading to Clemson over the Gators and the Bulldogs. We'll see if we're able to flip some of these guys that didn't choose us. We're going to keep in the battles, as you all know, and we'll see what happens at the end of the season as Macario Dorba gets a nice return to begin the second half, getting all the way out to about the 34-yard line. What a nice return to begin this half, and we honestly can use that. We need a spark, as it's 10-7 here in a game that we expected to dominate at Jordan-Hare. We go back to Quantel Johnson on the ground. That's another short pickup, bringing up a 3rd and 4 for the Gators. This one's pretty important here to begin this half, as Dana Garcia just misses an open Macario Dorba, and the Gators go for this. and they run it. I don't know what Coach KJ was thinking there. That was a bad decision. Now the Tigers have excellent field position, and Nathan Smith is going to be able to operate from pretty positive territory and maybe get a 2-score lead for the Tigers here. He just has to play smart as he's in the gun with 5 wide looking down the field. He has a man wide open. That's Trenton Duffy again. He almost gets into the end zone, but Max Pierre saves the touchdown. That's a 32-yard pickup, giving him a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. That was a risky throw. Tyler Hayes could have made a play on that as they go to Rose Ivy, who stretches that out instead of powers it in, and he ends up going nowhere. So 3rd and goal, back to Rose Ivy, and this time he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They're going to give themselves a 2-score lead here. The Gators need to dig themselves out of another hole once again. They need to get better about this. They have not been doing a good job this year as they take back over on offense. Now down by 2 scores as Garcia's going to pass on 2nd and 6, and he misses again, man. There was a lot of coverage there. It wasn't a great decision anyway, bringing up a 3rd and 6. Garcia's on the move, stops, throws it back across his body, and that's Macario Dorba who comes open and breaks a couple tackles and ends up picking up 22. He has been special, man. We need to get him out there more. I really think he's got to step up for us as they find Macario Dorba on back-to-back plays, this one for 12 yards. We're going to continue passing it with Garcia. He finds Logan Houston this time for a 15-yard pickup and another Gator 1st down. In the gun here, spreading everybody out. Garcia throws it underneath again. That's Breland Brown holding on. That was a tough catch with the hit. Garcia 2nd and 4 passing. This time he throws it into coverage and it gets us. We passed it too many times. JP Elliott gets the pick and he goes out of bounds. That was a dumb decision right there. We got a little too greedy in that situation. They're going to hand it off to Rose Ivy and hope to extend their lead up as he just ran over Tyler Hayes. He ends up getting the 1st down. So they're going to toss it to Rose Ivy, and he has the edge here. Luckily, we get Kewan Hawes to outrun the blocker and make the tackle. He only ends up picking up 3. So on 2nd and 7, it's a delay, and Norkeithius Moore won't let him go anywhere. He stuffs him and takes him down. So that brings up a big 3rd and 8 for the Tigers. As Smith looks like he's going to be running a screen, and he finds Rose Ivy. Chris McClellan gets hands on him. That allows for Nelson Lohman and Jared Wells to get over there and take him down. It's going to be 4th and 2, and it looks like the Tigers want to go for it. They get a false start, I hope. No, it's going to be an offsides. We give them a free 1st down there. That's just undisciplined football. You can't do that in that situation, man. What a big mistake. So 1st down, Tigers, and Nathan Smith's going to get sacked by J.J. White for a 6-yard loss. They're going to go back to their ground game, which is smart with Rose Ivy, and he runs through Tyler Hayes once again, and he's going to get a big pickup of 26 yards and another Tigers 1st down inside of the red zone here as he goes to Luce on the sweep, and Luce gets bottled up and ends up losing a little bit of yardage. They say 0. That looks like a negative yardage play to me. So they're going to send a guy in motion all the way across the formation here and run speed option, and Nathan Smith cannot get the pitch off. That's Norkeithius Moore taking him down for the loss, bringing up a 3rd and 14. Nathan Smith looking to pass with 50 seconds left in 3rd quarter, and he's going to get a sack fumble. No, they call that an incompletion. I totally disagree with that. But the field goal is up and good, and they make it a 20-7 lead over the Gators at this point. The offense needs to wake it up. It's very late in the 3rd quarter. We only have 7 points on the board. You're going to see Earl Brown II come in, and look at him go on the ground. He gets out of bounds there after a 22-yard pickup. That was a fantastic run. He remains in the game on 1st and 10, and he throws a terrible pass that wasn't even close to Breland Brown. Then back to the read option game with Earl Brown II, and that's a 1st down, and he slides down without taking a hit and end the 3rd quarter. It's 20-7. It's a 2-score deficit for the Gators at this point. They really messed up all their scoring options, it feels like, in this game. They turn it over at the worst time. I don't know, man. Dana Garcia's really struggled. Let's see if Earl Brown II can keep us going as he goes to Quantel Johnson for a 3-yard pickup. And we talked to Coach KJ during the quarter break, and he said he's going to roll with Earl Brown II the rest of the way. He just feels like they need to do something different. Dana Garcia's confidence just isn't right, and the running ability of Earl Brown II gives us a better chance at winning, according to Coach KJ. So we'll see what the young kid can do for us, as he's been doing pretty good on this drive, handing the ball off and running it. And look at that tough run by Quantel Johnson. It only goes for 1 yard, but that was a great one as he goes back to Quantel on 1st down and 10, and that's a 6-yard pickup, getting him down to about the 10-yard line or so. Guyassi Blanks is going to check in the game, and Earl Brown II's going to pass, and he goes to the end zone. That's Macario Dorba for 6. That's going to make this a 20-14 ball game. And that's Earl Brown II's first career passing touchdown. We hope to see many more out of him. He probably won't be our starter in the rest of the season unless he dominates this one. Then Coach KJ is going to have a tough decision to make. But we'll have to wait and see on that one as they go to David Rose Ivy for the tough yardage. And he's going to go for 11 yards and a Tiger 1st down. Really, We can't give up another first down on this drive. We need to get a stop here and get the ball back. With our game being focused on the ground attack right now, passing's not the way forward. So we need to have plenty of time to run as Nathan Smith tucks and runs on 2nd and 9 and slides down at a 3rd and 1. So we need to stop as they go to Sims, and he will not get it. It's going to be 4th and inches. Now we got to see if the Tigers go for it. And they don't. They actually decide to punt the ball back to the Gators with 3:43 left in this game. Let's see if Earl Brown II can lead his first come-from-behind victory as he sticks it on the ground here, and he goes for a 4-yard loss, unfortunately, there. So this is a big 3rd and 10. Let's see if we can get it. He checks it down to Logan Houston, who had a chance, but he threw it behind him, and he had to adjust for it. So now it's 4th and 3, and we're going for it with 2 minutes left. Brown's dropping back to pass, and he tucks and runs, and he gets that first down and slides down with 2:05 left in this one. We need to rush to the line and get going as we go right back to the ground game with Earl Brown II, and look at that tough running for 13 yards. That's exactly what we need out of him as we go to Drew Williams on the ground because he's a little bit more athletic, and that's only a 3-yard pickup. Down to 1:34 left. We need to start passing. Maybe you need to bring the veteran back in there as that's a sack fumble. Earl Brown II drops that one. That could be the ball game right here. We got to see if this stands, and it does. There's only 1:25 left. Now the Gators are without hope pretty much. They need to get a stop, and they can't allow points, or else this one's over. They're in a tough spot right here. The Tigers go back to their ground game. That's Rose Ivy getting a crushing first down. That right there pretty much seals this game. Even with the timeouts, there's really nothing the Gators can do. As Rose Ivy gets another carry, that's Hayes coming down, making the tackle. Florida goes ahead and uses her timeout. That's the right call by Coach KJ as they go back to the ground game, and David Rose Ivy for another 3-yard pickup. 1:06 left in this one. The Tigers can kneel it out, but they decide to throw it, and that's a sack on Nathan Smith, bringing up a 4th and 4 that they're probably just going to kick a field goal on, and that's exactly what they do. It's up, it's good, it's 23-14 with 23 seconds left. This game's over. Earl Brown II's on the move, just trying to make a play. He throws it. Actually, they say that's a fumble, and it's recovered by David Lucart. So one last play here with Earl Brown II. We can't win it. Let's just see if he can toss it up there and make a play. It's up there. It's dropped. Incomplete. This one's over. The Gators lose. Calvin Henry Cole is your player of the game. He had a really good game for this Auburn defense. Honestly, this Auburn defense kept us in check all day. They were really, really effective. Earl Brown II came in and added a little bit of a spark. I'm not sure if it was quite enough to start him next week, but it's getting pretty close to making that decision easy for Coach KJ because with the turnovers that we keep having with Dana Garcia, it's just not working, honestly. And this is now the 2nd disappointing loss this season already. You lose to a 2-4 Auburn Tigers team that was overmatched, and we were the better team today, which when you're a coach and you lose to a worse team, that's on you. That's not on your players, that's on you. So Coach KJ's really got to sit down and reevaluate. 2 losses with the 12-team playoff does not take you out of the playoff race. But he better get it turned around or else we're going to be eliminated here pretty quick, and we're not going to get to see ourselves play for the title for the 3rd straight season. And let me tell you, even though the Gators were down before Coach KJ got here, if he keeps this up, he is not going to last long. This fan base does not tolerate that. They are very impatient. They expect championships. Even though early on in their existence, we struggled with that a little bit at times as a Gator fan. But in the last 20 years, that's what they expect. They expect championships. They've got rid of coaches with 10-win seasons and 8-win seasons. So Coach KJ really needs to watch out and get this team back on track, or else he may not get a 4th season at the helm. He does have an upgrade, and today we're going to put that into the Saban factor, or the insta-commit as it used to be called. We get that to 3 out of 3. That gives us an increased chance at signing players who have us at number 1, which is nice. Now taking a look at the Heisman standings, Justin Martin's at number 1, followed by Shane Cervenka at 2, Montrell Atwell at 3, Isaiah Carlisle at 4, and quarterback Kyle Howard of Rutgers is up to number 5 this week. Next thing we're going to do is take a look at our top 25 polls. Ohio State remains at number 1, followed by Texas A&M at 2, 3 Oregon, 4 is Alabama, who moved up, 5 is TCU, 6 is UCLA, all the way from 12 to 6, 7 is Washington, who dropped with a loss to Tulane, 8 is Tennessee, 9 is USF, that's a shocker, number 10 is UCF, and then at number 11 we have USC. We come in at number 12, which is shocking to me, dropping from 6 to 12 with a loss to a 2-win team. Kind of shocks me. I figured we'd be much lower in the polls. And honestly, we deserve to go down lower. It was a poor performance. There's not a lot of hope coming out of that game. Our quarterback situation looks like a mess. But the good news is next week we get to take on La Tech. And La Tech is a pretty good team. They're not a bad group of 5 team, but we are clearly the better team. Their defensive rating's a D, we have a B+. Our offense ought to be able to thrive in this one and maybe turn it on and get hot this season finally and allow us to get going down the stretch. It's the type of game we need. It's a get right game, and hopefully we can capitalize on this opportunity and get right in this one. Coach KJ needs it. So I'm LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more Coach KJ soon. Have a wonderful day, and I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar.